Hello, friends. Mary here with Boomers Blooming. I was just sitting here thinking, what was I going to do for Thanksgiving now since we're in November? Even though Thanksgiving probably is about, 3 weeks off? I guess it's a good time really to think. I had some neighbors down the street to invite me to Thanksgiving dinner. It was the niece and the aunt. They're going to be cooking. So they called and they invited me, and they're lovely neighbors. They're lovely people. And so I said, well, I don't really know. It's a little early for me to decide what I'm going to do because, I have children, I have family, and I have friends. And so I don't even know if I'm going to cook. I may and I may not. But I told him, I said, I really appreciate the invitation and I may take you up on it. But give me some time to see, if I want to make some other plans for Thanksgiving. And I thought how nice that was that the aunt and the niece would invite me to Thanksgiving dinner. That is really wonderful. I have some wonderful neighbors. I really do. And I consider that a blessing. So she called me, but she called me a little early because I got a lot of other irons in the fire. Isn't that wonderful to have other irons in the fire for Thanksgiving? Some people don't have any irons in the fire. That's the old word, irons in the fire. You don't hardly hear that anymore. I find myself using all these old phrases. I'm like, where did it come from? I know where it came from, being 77 years old. So I have some other irons in the fire, and that's a blessing because I realize at this time of year, some people don't have any irons, like I said, in the fire. Some people don't have any choices as to what they want to do, or maybe having invitations by family and friends. They say that this year can be a sad time of year, and I think that can be so for a lot of people, especially people who live alone, not just older people, anybody who lives alone. Because, we look at this as celebration time, eating time, fellowshipping time, seeing old friends, seeing old family, laughter and joy in the house. And when your house is quiet during this time of year, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with the stillness and how do you deal with the quietness during the holidays? And not just on the holiday, but leading up to the holiday. How do you deal with it? It was a little bug that flew by. Sorry, friends. How do you deal with the possibility of maybe being alone? How do you deal with the possibility of having a house full of people too and having to cook for 3 days and clean for a week? How do you deal with that? And what are some of the things you think you may cook? Now I have a hen in the freezer, and if I decide to cook, I'm going to take that hen out. Probably make some dressing and some collard greens and probably some candy yams. I'm not going to cook a big meal if I cook, because I may not. I just may decide to go and stick my feet under somebody else's table. Because I do have those options. And like I said, I'm thankful that people think about me during this time of year. I don't take it for granted. So, I think we have about 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. Friends, they already have all of that Christmas stuff out there. The stores are full of Christmas accessories, Christmas products, paraphernalia. And so the holiday spirit is already in the air. I really don't know how it's going to be this year with if the shutdown continues, if there's a food shortage, if there's a job shortage, if all of those things continue to manifest. I don't know how it's going to be this year. It may change the atmosphere somewhat. It may change the way people spend. It may change the way people feel about the holidays. I really don't know. But time will tell. There's another one. Time will tell. That's an old one too. I could hear my mother and her friends saying, time will tell. Oh me. But time does tell. That's a true saying. Time will tell. So we'll see. I hope it's gonna be a great holiday. I really do. For everybody. This time of year when people are a little bit anxious. Some people are feeling the stress of having lost people during the year. And even years before, they're feeling the emptiness. I guess that's what I'm saying. They're feeling the emptiness. But we go on and we survive. And, I just want to encourage someone that has lost someone this year, and not just this year, but any other time of the year, that you are a survivor. And try to find joy, if you can, in just getting up in the morning and just seeing another day, in your friends, in your family, in the things you do, the events you may take in, your hobbies. I try to find joy in those things, and I really do. I really do. Because I have several hobbies and several passions, and I find joy in that. Because just like you, I've lost people too. I've lost people that were dear to me. And it seems like this time of year, that empty chair becomes more prevalent, doesn't it? It becomes more prevalent in your mind, in your vision. That empty chair becomes more of a focus. You know what I'm saying? It magnifies itself. That empty chair magnifies itself. I guess that's just the way it is, though. So, I'm going to get up and go in here. And I tried to let my little dog out now. It's not really cold out here, but it's a little chill in there. And Charlie is a fur baby. Now, you would think that he would love being outside, but as soon as I drag this camera out and this tripod, Charlie is camera shy. He said, oh, no, not today. Not today. Mama, I don't want to be on camera today. You go on out there and be on camera. But I don't want to be out there today. So, enjoy your day. Here's another old saying too. The old folk used to say, the storm does not last forever. So many times I used to hear my mom and her friends say, the storm does not last forever. Guess what? It doesn't. Most of us outlive the storm. So goodbye, friends. Have a blessed day. Try to maintain your peace and try to ward off stress. Try to say, stress, you got to go. You got to go. Let peace rule out stress. Let the peace of God rule out stress. Okay? I love you guys. Later. Oh, I always forget to say this. My niece tells me, you always forget to say that when I look at your videos. If you like me, if you like my content, give me a thumbs up, please. If you want to travel on this train called life with me, if you want to join me, please subscribe to my YouTube station. It's called Boomers Blooming. I would appreciate it. So, until we meet again, I love you guys. Goodbye.